Okay.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. For today, my group, which is represented by Ahmad Shafiq, Nur Atika, myself Azara, and Muhammad Farizi, would like to present a presentation which is Web Revolution. The history of the web, it started off with the introduction of internet. In the year of Web 1.0, it was initiated by Berners-Lee in the year of 1993, following by Web 2.0 by Dale Douglas on the year 2000, 3.0 which is John Metcalfe on the year 2008, and the current web which is Web 4.0, and we'll be going towards the future with Web 5.0 in the year 2020. The focus of the web will be on the characteristic, the usability, and the uniqueness of each web from Web 1.0 to Web 5.0. The performance, the security, and availability for each web. We're starting off with Web 1.0. Okay, Web 1.0 is just a static HTML which allows you to read only all the text, and it will publish in one-way information online. For example, this web is like a read-only web where you can just read all the articles without any feedback. It have less bandwidth with the hardware cost. It have no security HTTP, and it have no evolution. It's just a static web where you can read without any information given. Among the early web is like hotspots where you can just read and you can't even get or generate any outstandings and give back feedbacks. Going on to the next web, which is Web 2.0, is much more sociable and people-centered. In this web, there's a bi-directional which you can read and write web, and the flexibility, collaborative and creative updates. So through this web, such as Friendster, where you generate social outlife using your website, where you can communicate with people by directional, which is read and write. The bandwidth speed is depending on the performance, where if you have a higher bandwidth to your internet connection, then you can get better speeds. It have a secure HTTPS, which is a security hotspots, and there's an introduction of API and application and plugin. So through this you can make like sort of linkage and a small short video. We are defining between the difference of Web 1.0 and 2.0. For Web 1.0, the authors, the media component, information, and author, which is meaning that it's just a read only. There's no directional or interaction between one or another. For Web 2.0, the authors and the user communication, meaning the author is able to write and they can get a feedback from the people who are watching their web or reading their web. Moving on to Web 3.0, it's a semantic web. It have a discovery, it have an integration information. It's a web where you can read only by the machine and not only by the humans. It have a bandwidth speed which depends on the internet connection. It have a secure HTTPS, and it have a link of data sets across the web. Web semantic, Web 3.0, it means that the semantic web is a dedicated web where it have a linkage within the HTML of each page to the API, and from each of the HTML is linked to the database. For example, where Google stores the database, all of the information are stored there, and each of the link of the HTML are available through the Google site. In some ways, it's like a global file system. That most important thing is that the web documents are designed for the human consumption, in which primary objects are documented in the links are between the documents. Semantic of a content, a link are implied in the degree of a structure between objects is very low. The aim of the design in this data is machine first, human later, meaning the computer are able to read on the documentations and then it will brought forward to the human part later. And we're going on to the Web 4.0, which is a web OS, it's a symbiotic, it's a ubiquitous, its usability is the intelligent agents, and it have a mobile technology and a cloud base. Web 4.0 is a ubiquitous because it can be brought anywhere, anytime, because we are using a mobile technology and using a cloud base as a system. The intelligent agent part is where the personalized agent are being brought in. Personalized agents such as an agent where it learns about the user. For example, while you're Googling about an apple and you're asking about apple recipes, and if you are using Web 3.0, it's going to give you apple pie or apple trees or apple products. But if Web 4.0, it gives you a recipe on the feedback of what you want. It will able to save time. Through Web 4.0, it will be a read, write, execute concurrent web. It achieves a critical mass of participation on online network that deliver global transparency, government distribution, participants, and collaborative into the keys of the industries such as political, social, and other communities. All of this is because of the feasibility and the ubiquitous of the Web 4.0. The bandwidth speed is still depends on the availability to the internet. It have a secure SSL and a mobile encryption because it's a mobile where you can be carrying everywhere, and it's very mobility, which means as long as you have access to the internet, you are able to be online anytime. And moving forward to Web 5.0. Web 5.0 is an emotion sensory. It's a I feel and I am feeling, and it have a neurological healthcare. And Web 5.0 is about making a machine human. It have a expected high bandwidth, which involve with a huge data transfer. It's a cross-platform encryption. It have a hologram and artificial brains. Basically, in the future, we're trying to make the web much more human than is possible. Currently, with the development of the Web 5.0, we have a health band, which is a product tying to your hand to actually check your heartbeat and tell you whether you are fat or you are diabetic, and it can give people with conditions which are critical to be alert on the hospital that they are sick, and we are trying to make the web much more healthy. For the example of Web 5.0, we can go to blacknegative.com and look at the example of the web given there. We are looking at the capturing the richness moment of a major event through a fish eye. You can use the Ajax to move around the website to the next, which is a video of a short life and the richness moment captured of the European Society of Cardiology. And next to the what's hot on the latest events news. And there's a lot of event and moment capture in the life. Instead of moving towards the mission, we are moving towards enjoying humanity and making mission much more emotion level up. Using the City of Light, where it captures Paris and all the romance moment in there. And it's about making lasting impression on the people who use it to work and give much more emotion to capture of the human being. At a glance, starting from 1993, where this first web was started, we started off only with a read-only web. And it started with Web 2.0, where the web becomes sociable, where everyone and anywhere starting to become interconnected through the web page. And going on with the Web 3.0 is a semantic web. It have a smart search, and it have a virtual world. And for this, we're going develop more into a Web 4.0, which is having a smart personal assist. It have a voice processing, and it endorse community, and it give a gesture technology, meaning that Web 4.0 is about personalizing the web page for you. And Web 5.0 is where we're inviting in all the artificial intelligence agents into the web, where it will give a collective integration, it give a link, and it have a price census. We are looking forward towards more into personalizing web, where for example IBM have introduced Watson towards it, and Watson is where it's gonna guide all of them where the future is gonna be. And through Watson right now is learning about health, and now it's going to be about assisting people with problems such as syndromes or kids with sickness. Through this, we are looking forward for the future and hope we can make it. Thank you.